War is an ugly thing, but not the ugliest of things. The decayed and degraded state of moral and patriotic feeling that thinks that nothing is worth war is much worse. It is well that war is so terrible, otherwise we should grow too fond of it. If I have learned anything in this long life of mine, it is this. In love, we find out who we want to be. In war, we find out who we are. War, in the end, is always about betrayal, betrayal of the young by the old, of soldiers by politicians, and of idealists by cynics. The supreme art of war is to subdue the enemy without fighting. War grows out of the desire of the individual to gain advantage at the expense of his fellow man. Men make war to get attention. All killing is an expression of self-hate. The first and most imperative necessity in war is money, for money means everything else: men, guns, ammunition. Ours is a world of nuclear giants and ethical infants. We know more about war than we know about peace, more about killing than we know about living. Only the dead have seen the end of the war. You must not fight too often with one enemy, or you will teach him all your art of war. Wars are not paid for in wartime. The bill comes later. War, a massacre of people who don't know each other for the profit of people who know each other but don't massacre each other. God created war so that Americans would learn geography. War is a game that can be played with a smile on a face, but there won't be any laughter in a heart. I know not with what weapons World War III will be fought, but World War IV will be fought with sticks and stones. To be prepared for war is one of the most effective means of preserving peace. The only excuse for war is that we may live in peace unharmed. I have never advocated war except as a means of peace. We must concentrate not merely on the negative expulsion of war, but the positive affirmation of peace. Wars are poor chisels for carving out peaceful tomorrows. There is only one way to win a war which has begun, to stop it immediately. That is the way. There is no honorable way to kill, no gentle way to destroy. There is nothing good in war, except its ending. War is as much a punishment to the punisher as to the sufferer. There are perhaps many causes worth dying for, but to me, certainly, there are none worth killing for. Never think that war, no matter how necessary, nor how justified, is not a crime. In war, the strong make slaves of the weak, and in peace, the rich make slaves of the poor. War against a foreign country only happens when the moneyed classes think they are going to profit from it. We are going to have peace even if we have to fight for it. Once we have a war, there is only one thing to do. It must be won, for defeat brings worse things than any that can ever happen in war. The military doesn't start wars. Politicians start wars. War is not an independent phenomenon, but the continuation of politics by different means. Well, politics is war, and in war, truth is the first casualty. There's nothing worth dying for in modern wars. Soldiers die for politicians and their desire to get richer. War makes people sacrifice their lives and give nothing in return except for suffering. It's only love that can save the world. In peace, sons bury their fathers. In war, fathers bury their sons. I'm fed up to the ears with old men dreaming up wars for young men to die in. War prosperity is like the prosperity that an earthquake or a plague brings. War is never a solution, it is an aggravation. An unjust peace is better than a just war. War will exist until that distant day when the conscientious objector enjoys the same reputation and prestige that the warrior does today.